Today I'm going to talk to you about a very special lady. Her name is Wanda Faye Allen, and she is my grandmother. My grandmother has always been an inspiration to me. She's kind, generous, and hardworking. Growing up, she taught me so much about making the most of every day. I have so many wonderful memories of spending my summer days with her, baking cookies and swinging on the old tire swing in her front yard. When I asked my grandma about the two events that shaped her life, she began to tell me about what it was like when she was very young. My grandma was the first of 3 children, and she grew up very poor. She lived out in the country and remembers having to hook a mule up to a cart when the family needed to go somewhere. She lived fairly close to the church and her grandparents, about a mile's walk down a dusty road. Even though life was not always easy for my grandmother, she still found ways to enjoy life and have fun. She strongly remembers the old tricycle she used to have. She said that she would spend hours riding it around the yard. When my grandmother was 5 years old, her sister Dina was born. Dina's arrival was the first big event that my grandmother talked about. Before her sister was born, her parents would carry her down the dusty road to church, but now my grandma knew she would have to walk. My grandma knew that with her sister being born, she would have to be much more responsible. Later on down that dusty road came the next big change in my grandmother's life. When she was starting high school, her family was still very poor, but they found the money to purchase rich bottomland near the river and started farming cotton. Soon after, though, the government decided to build a dam and purchased over half of her family's land. With the money they received from the government, my grandma was able to take a business course at a university in Shreveport. This course was the second big event that my grandma described to me. She said that the course she took was immensely beneficial to her and would help her with jobs later on down the line. After talking with my grandmother, I have learned that I shouldn't take anything for granted. Growing up, my grandma found joy in all the little things in life. She took advantage of the opportunities that life sent her way and made the most of every day. My grandma still enjoys the little things, like a new tire swing or teaching her grandchildren how to make homemade ice cream. My grandmother might have been poor growing up, but she has always been rich in love, compassion, and joy. My grandmother has shaped me into the person I am today, and I am so thankful for everything that she has taught me. One of the most important things that she has shown me is that life is an adventure that is worth living.